Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon to all of you. It's now 12 past 10. Already 5 minutes over the schedule of our class. So, outcome of today's lecture will be uh, steps for the design or mixed proportioning of concrete by DOE method, that is Department of Environment UK. Okay, so this method we will see today. So you can see the DOA method. This is the manual for DOA method of mixed design. So you can see the contents, forward, introduction, principles of proposed method, basic concept. All these things are available in this manual, and also the step-by-step procedure how to design the mix using this manual, and the how to take the standard deviation of the compressive strain. This is the formula for standard deviation. You can see here. Okay. Also, characteristic strain. What is the characteristic strain? Margin for mixed design. That is the target mean strain. Okay. And what is the value of K? We will see all these step-by-step procedure and how to find out the content. This is the flow chart of mix design, how to mix design and different stages of progressioning of the mix. And this is the sheet of mix design, okay, by DOE method. And this different chart to find out the characteristic strain, find out the compressive strain based on the free water to cement ratio, and then different values required for the mixed proportioning. It's all are given in the this manual. Okay, all this we will refer this manual for mixed proportioning of your uh, concrete by using DOE method. Okay, this is our notes. So we will start one by one the procedure for the mixed proportioning of the DOE method. So this method presently the standard British method of concrete mix design. The British method uh, of mix design of the concrete, that is Department of Environment, that is the EOE method. It explicitly recognizes the durability requirement in the mix selection. The method is applicable to the normal wet concrete made in Portland cement only, or you can also incorporating GGBFS or fly ash, that is the mineral admixtures, but it does not cover following concrete or pumped concrete, Nor does it deal with the lightweight aggregate concrete. Three maximum sizes of aggregate are recognized in the DOE method, that is 40 mm, 20 mm, and 10 mm. We will see the step-by-step procedure how the mixed proportioning of the concrete is done by DOE method. As you go through the manual, already I have discussed this. The manual and all these notes I will share to you for the mixed proportioning of your concrete by the DOE method. So step number one, you can see write down. You also write down the steps so that can be easily understandable. Okay, so you should write down the step by step procedure of mixed proportioning of concrete. Uh, DOE method. Now this is the calculated mean strength. The calculated mean strength also we have seen previously also in while we are designing the concrete by the uh, IS method. So in this method also calculate the target mean strength from the specified characteristic strength. Here also the step-by-step procedures are given here in this manual. So that is nothing but you can see here the margin for mixed design is called, and that is nothing but it is said to be the target mean strength. So that is the margin for between the characteristic strength and the target mean strength. So here then in this formula you can see that to find out the target mean strength, that is Fm is equal to F of m is equal to, that is nothing but target mean strength is nothing but Fc plus K into S, K into S. So here Fc is nothing but the specified characteristic strength. What is Fc? If you are going for M20 grade of concrete first, for M20 grade of concrete, if you are going, then the Fc will be nothing but 20 Newton per mm square. If you are going for M25, then Fc will be 25 Newton per mm square, and the Fc is nothing but the specified characteristic strength. Okay. Now, what is the value of K? K is nothing but a constant. K is nothing but a constant, and that value of K is derived from the mathematics of normal distribution and increases as the proportion of defective is decreases. The value of K is depend on the value of defectiveness. So if defective is K for 10% defective is 1.28, K for 5% defectives 1.64, K for 2.5% defective 1.96. As you are seeing the value of K is decreasing, as you can see the percentage of value of K is decreasing. Here also you can see the value of K is defective is decreasing, the value of K is increasing. So defectiveness is decreasing, but the value of K is increasing as the percentage is less. So here you can see the increase in the uh, value as decrease in the percentage of the effectiveness. Okay, so that is k is nothing but constant. So k is equal to, we can say that k is equal to 1.28 for 10%, 1.64 for 5%, 1.96 for 2.5%, and 1.96 for 2.5%, and 2.33 for the 1% effectiveness. So all this value we know, and S is nothing but the standard deviation. The value of S is nothing but the standard deviation. S here is nothing but the standard deviation. Standard deviation you can find out from the value. So if we consider the 5% effectiveness, if you consider, then the value of K will be 1.64, and the formula will be Fm is equal to Fc plus 1.64 into S. S is in between 4 to 6 Newton per mm square. So in this case, in our design of by the DOE method, means design by DOE method, the value of S will be in between the standard deviation. This value will be in between 4 or 6 Newton per mm square. So this one is the step number 1. So in step number 1, we are finding out the target mean strength. Now we'll come to the step number 2. In step number 2, we have to calculate the water to cement ratio from table number 2. It gives the approximate compressive strength of concrete made with a free water to cement ratio of 0.5. Using table number 2, find out the 28 days strength for the approximate type of cement and type of coarse aggregate. So based on the type of cement and type of aggregate, you can choose the uh, 28 days compressive strength from table number 2 of your this DOE method. Then mark a point on the y-axis in figure 1. So first we will hear how to choose the strength from table number 2. So this table number 2 is given in your manual. You can see this is the table number 2. Approximate compressive strength Newton per mm square of concrete made with a free water to cement ratio of 0.5, and type of cement here given. Your aggregate type is given, and based on the compressive strength of 28 days, you have to select the compressive strength for the type of cement. This is OPC cement, this is SRC cement, and this is for the rapid hardening cement. So these values are given. That values are given in table number 2. You can see here the table number 2, type of cement. The column number 1 is the type of cement. Column number 2 is the type of coarse aggregate. And column number 3, it is given as the compressive strength. Based on the compressive strength, the strength of concrete at different ages for 28 days, for 7 days, for 3 days. Compressive strength are given in the table number 3 of this. You can see the OPC type 1 cement is there. If it is uncoarse, the compressive strength for 3 days is given 18, 7 days it is given 27, 20 days, 28 days it is given 40 Newton per mm square, and for 91 days it is given 48 cubic meter square. Okay. If your type of cement is SRC type 5 of STM, and for crust and uncrust aggregate, the compressive strength is given 23 for 3 days, 7 days it is given 33, and 48, 28 days it is given 47 Newton per mm square, and 91 days it is given 55. So as the age increasing, the strength is increasing. So it is, this code is nothing but for the durability. Here also, if the rapid hardening cement is there, so for crushed and uncrushed aggregate, the different strength is given for 28 days and 3 days, 7 days. For crushed or uncrushed, you can see uncrushed for rapid hardening cement it is 25, for 7 days 34, for 20 days 46, and for 91 days it is 53 or 52. If this is crushed aggregate, then this value will be 30 for 3 days. For 7 days, the value is 40 Newton per mm square. For 20 days, it is 53 Newton per mm square. And for 91 days, it is 63 Newton per mm square. So based on the type of cement, this is nothing but the type of cement, and crushed and uncrushed aggregate. Here also the type of cement, OPC and SRC, they are common. For the crushed and uncrushed, they are separated. So these are values given in table number uh, 2 of your Dewey method manual. Okay. Now the figure number 1 is given in the this figure number 1. You can see this one is the figure number 1. I'm denoted here the figure number 1. So this figure number was given in your manual. This is the figure 1. Now the 0.5, your water to cement ratio is 3 water to cement ratio of 0.5. So this, how you to find out the your your water to cement ratio from this graph. Now for 0.5 water to cement ratio and strength, how much strength is there? That target mean strength, whatever it may be. Based on that, you have to find out the value of water to cement ratio. तो कैसे मालूम करेंगे? I will read that. To mark a point on y-axis as figure 1 equal to the strength read from table number 2, which is at the water to cement ratio of 0.5. For example, if your strength is 31 point something or 32 Newton per mm square, target mean strength. If your target mean strength, if it is coming something 31 Newton per mm square, etc. 32. So this strength you have to mark on the your figure number 1. You read here, this is here the 32 strength. And for the water to cement ratio of 0.5. Yes, I will come. So this graph I am taking. This graph, you can see this graph is nothing but you can for the strength. So for the 20, sorry, for the, if your aggregate is 20 mm, so based on the 20 mm aggregate, it is cursed aggregate, okay, for 28 days strength is, for OPC cement is 40. We'll come to the graph, here is the 40, and then 40 I will proceed. For the water to cement ratio is zero point 0.5, it is meeting this junction. Okay, so this is nothing but graph you have to use for find out your water to cement ratio. Now my strength is 32, so I will proceed this, and when where it will make, it will meeting here, I will draw a dotted line. So this is the water to free water to cement ratio for my concrete. You can say it is from zero point 0.5, 0.51, 0.52, 0.53. So it is some between into 0.52, 0.54, 0.56, in between 0.56 and 0.58. So this ratio will be for free water to cement ratio for my cases will be 0.57. So from this graph and using that table number 2, so you can easily find out the uh, what you can find out. You can find out the uh, water to free water to cement ratio for your target ministry. Okay, so you have to use uh, the table as well as graph to find out the free water to cement ratio from step number 2. Okay, so figure 1 and figure number 1, as in you have seen the manual, and from this graph of the compressive strain you can find out your number. Now step number 3. What is the step number 3? This is step number 2 you have seen, and I'll come to the step number 3. What is the step number 3? Selection of the free water content from table number 3 depending upon the type and maximum size of your aggregate to give a concrete of the specified slump or BB time. So based on slump value, based on the VB time, based on the type or size of aggregate, you can find out the water content. So here you can see in table number 3 you can see the approximate free water content kg per cubic meter required to give a various levels of performance. If in your case we are using 20 size of aggregate, it is a crushed stone aggregate. If the slump value is in between 10 to 30 then the water content will be 190 kg per cubic meter. समझ में आया? So likewise you can find out. So if your aggregate size is 20 and your aggregate is crushed stone aggregate, so for slump of you are taking the slump between 10 to 30 or VB time 6 to 12 seconds, then your water content will be 190 kg per cubic meter. So easily, based on the VB time, based on the slump, whatever it may be specified, and the nominal maximum size of your aggregate and type of aggregate, that is crushed or uncrushed, using table number 3 of the manual, you can easily find out the uh, your water content. So here you can see 20 aggregate if it is crushed, and for 10 to 30 slump, the water content will be 190. So this is the step number 3 to find out the value of, or to find out the water content. So this is the step number 3. Now will come the step number 4. So step number 4 is nothing but determination of cement content. Find out the cement content, knowing the water to cement ratio and the water content. Because we know the values of, in step number 2, we know the value of water to cement ratio. Step number 2, from the step number 2 you can find out this value, free water to cement ratio, based on the compressive strength and as per your target mean strength, and based on the type and size of aggregate you can find out the free water content from step number 3. So if you divide the water content, free water content, with the water to cement ratio, then it will give you the cement content. Okay. So the resulting value should be checked with against any maximum or minimum value that is specified, any minimum cement content or maximum cement content. So table of BS 1810 part 1 1985, it gives some certain minimum requirement of cement as per the grade and the durability requirement. So you can see here, if your grade of concrete is M30 grade concrete, the minimum cement content should be 275. So this is nothing but, and also sometimes the maximum cement content is also specified. If your the grade of concrete is 35, then the minimum content of cement for DOA method is 300 kg per cubic meter. Whereas we have seen in the IS example, this minimum grade of concrete is depend on the, or a minimum content of cement is depend on the exposure condition. Depend on the exposure condition. Here it is depend on the grade of concrete. Okay, the minimum content of your cement. So above table applies when nominal maximum size of concrete is 20 mm and when it is 10 mm and 14 mm respectively, it is 10 mm or 40 mm aggregate, 10 mm or 40 mm aggregate. The cement content should be increased by 40 kg per cubic meter and 20 kg per cubic meter convinced for maximum size, nominal maximum size of uh, aggregate specified. The cement content can be reduced by 30 kg per cubic meter for the nominal maximum size of aggregate is 40 mm. So for 10 mm and 14 mm aggregate, you have to increase by 40 and 20 kg cement content, because if you are increasing the smaller size of aggregate, then the surface area increase. So for bonding, you need more cement. That's why you can see for 10 mm is 40 kg per cubic meter, 14 mm is 20 kg per cubic meter. But for the nominal maximum size of 14 mm cement content can be reduced by 30 mm. So this is only for the, this table is for the 20 mm aggregate. This table is for the 20 mm aggregate. For larger particle, you have to reduce the cement content, and for smaller particle, you have to increase the cement content as given in the footnote. And for the pre-stress concrete, if you are using the pre-stress concrete, the minimum cement content should be 300 kg per cubic meter. So you cannot use less than 300 kg per cubic meter if you are going for the pre-stressed concrete. So this one is nothing but step number 4, where we are find out in step number 4 where we are find out the cement content, and we check the cement content for maximum and minimum requirement of the cement as per the British industry standard. We are using the British code. We are using the British code for mixed processing. Definitely, we have to go for the British standard. Okay, that is the step number 4. Now we'll come to the step number 5. So you can see the step number 5. An estimate of density of the fully compacted concrete is obtained from the figure number 2 of your design manual. Depending on the free water content and the relative density, specific gravity of the combined aggregate. The internationally known term relative density used in this is synonymous with the specific gravity. So generally, we are in India we are terming in the specific gravity. It is term, you can also, it is synonym of nothing but the relative density. And it is the ratio of mass of given volume of substance to the mass of an equal volume of water. The specific gravity is nothing but the ratio of mass of given volume of substance to the mass of an equal volume of water. So it is the very good definition. It is the definition of your relative density. It is nothing but the ratio of is nothing but the ratio of the mass of a given volume of substance to the mass of an equal volume of water. So that is nothing but specific gravity. Okay? It is a ratio of mass of a given volume of substance to the mass of an equal volume of water. So this definition you can remember. You will be asked in the term box submission. If no information is available regarding the relative density of aggregate, an approximate can be made by ensuring a value of 2.6 for uncrushed aggregate and 2.7 for the crushed aggregate. For this estimated density of the concrete, the total aggregate content is determined from the calculations. So you have to find out the total aggregate content. So we know that D is the capital D is here. So see the total aggregate content you can find out. You can find out the total aggregate content. It's nothing but capital D minus WC minus WFW from the density you find from the figure number 2. If you minus the cement content in kg per cubic meter as you find out the step number 4, and the water content you find out from the table number 3, that is step number 3. Using these two steps, you know the water cement content, you know the water content, and from the weight density of concrete, you just now find out from the figure number 2. If you minus this two value, you will get the total aggregate content. You will know the total aggregate content. So likewise, you can find out from the figure number 2. Where is the figure number 2? You will see the figure number 2 here, figure number 1. So this one is the figure number 2. You can see here. This is the figure number. This is the figure number 2. So from figure number 2, this one is the figure number 2, not 5. It is figure number 2, estimated bed density of fully complete concrete. The free water content in kg per cubic meter. So you know the free water content. Based on free water content, based on the specific gravity of your aggregate, it may be in between 2.6 to 2.7. You have to draw the parallel line to it from where this water content you can find out if your water content is 190. So 190 will become here. So your density will be 2400 kg per cubic meter. So likewise, you can find out the wet density. So here in y-axis it is given the wet density. So for this, if you are 190 free water content, and based on this, you draw the line, can get the uh, wet density of your concrete. And from that wet density of concrete, if you do the minus the content of cement and content of water, then you will get the total aggregate content. Total aggregate content you can find out using this graph, figure number 2, that is the total density minus cement content, weight of cement, minus weight of water, weight of free water content, weight of water in kg per cubic meter. You will get the total aggregate in kg per cubic meter. Now you know the total aggregate required. Now based on this, you have to find out the proportion of coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. Still we are find out only the total aggregate content. Now you have to find out the proportion of fine aggregate and proportion of coarse aggregate. So to find out the proportion of fine aggregate is determined in the total aggregate using figure 3a, 3b, 3c for 10 mm size, for 20 mm size, for 10 mm size aggregate. When we come to the manual, you can see manual here. Erase this first. You can see this figure number 3. Yeah. So the different figures are there in figure number 3. You can see based on the salam, for 10 mm aggregate. So this figure number 3a. This is figure number 3a. I will write this figure number 3 for 10 mm aggregate. This is for the 10 mm aggregate. Okay, for different slum values. So from this figure you can find out, because you know the free water to cement ratio, we can find out the proportion of fine aggregate. You can see here on the y-axis, here is the proportion of fine aggregate. Okay, so based on free water to cement ratio, based on the size of aggregate, based on the value of slum, Different graphs are there, and based on that graph, you can find out the proportion of fine aggregate. Similarly, it is given for figure number 3b. This figure number 3b, I will say it is for 20 mm aggregate. Okay, it's for 20 mm aggregate and for different slump value and VB time. Okay, so you can find out from the y-axis the proportion of fine aggregate, as you know, the free water to cement ratio. So this is nothing but figure number, I will say 3b. Similarly, figure number 3c, I will say is for the 40 mm aggregate and for the different slump and VB time value. You can see here the slump value at the top and VB time value at the bottom. Whatever you are considering for the variability, it may be VB time, it may be some. Based on that value, based on the free water to cement ratio, from the figure number 3c, you can find out the proportion of fine aggregate. So from this graph, you can find out easily the proportion of fine aggregate. And as you find out the proportion of fine aggregate, so you can easily find out the proportion of coarse aggregate. So from the total aggregate, first you have to find out the proportion of proportion of fine aggregate, and if it is 42%, for example, the proportion of coarse aggregate will be in total aggregate. If 100% aggregate you are using, 100 minus 42%, then it will give the proportion of coarse aggregate, that is 58%. It's just for sake of you should know, I am showing this, there is no need of that. Likewise, you can find out the proportion of coarse aggregate and fine aggregate using this uh, this is nothing but your step-by-step procedure for the mixed proportioning using the DOE method. And then at step number 7, what you are doing? You are doing the correction for the step number 7. What you are doing? Step number 7 is the correction for the so if you head on to step number 7, step number 7 is nothing but calculation of your uh, final quantities transcendental trial mix quantities. So step number 7 is to calculate the final mix proportion. Of concrete. Okay, so it may be written in terms of kg per cubic meter, cement dash dash kg per cubic meter. Similarly, water content. If you are using fly ash, then fly ash. Similarly, fine aggregate, that is coarse aggregate, kg per cubic meter. If admixture is used, then admixture, that is kg per cubic meter. So based on the your values, the final mix proportion is done, and you can also do the correction if there is moisture content in the cement, and that can be done. So this is nothing but your manual for the your DOE method. Okay, and these figures and graphs and tables you have to use for the mixed proportioning of your concrete. Okay, for the different types, size, and water to cement ratio values. Find out the all these values. To select the values K and N from this graph, and you can calculate the first target wheel strength, first step. The second step, you have to find out the water to cement ratio based on table number 2 and figure 1, and then from figure from table number 3, this table number 3, from table number 3, you have to find out the based on the sum value, type of aggregate, size of aggregate, you have to find out the water content, and also in step number 4, then you know step number 3 and step number 4, water content and the water to cement ratio. You can find out easily the cement content, and you will check for the minimum cement requirement for the type of concrete you are using, grade of concrete you are using based on BS code of 8112, and then step number 5 you can find out the based on the specific gravity of the aggregate and the water to cement ratio value. You can find out the density of your concrete, the density of concrete, and you minus the weight from the weight density of concrete. If you minus the cement content and water content, you will get the total aggregate content, and then you can find out the fine aggregate fraction and coarse aggregate correction, and then final quantity of trial mixed quantity. You can find out the step number 7. This is the steps for the mixed proportioning of your concrete using DOE method, that is department of environment method. If you have any question, any doubt, you can ask with me. Otherwise, we will stop here. Any question with you? Anyone? Okay, we will stop here and we'll join tomorrow with an example. So I request all the students they should join tomorrow and we will solve the example using the